Here's what I have found. The cat's favorite item every night is chicken breast. This Pure Bites chicken breast. They they really enjoy it. Their second, probably most favorite item is the ocean whitefish. There's a new bag of it down below, but they also enjoy that a great deal. I also try and mix it up so that they get their some chicken every night, and then one night they'll get the ocean whitefish, and then the next night I'll give them some salmon, or I'll give them some duck liver. They may grumble and mumble and not eat all of it, not overnight, but when I bring it downstairs the following day, they usually finish it up. There's also some beef liver by Pure Bites down there as well. And this is probably their least favorite, although from time to time I'll give them this with their chicken at night and they'll gobble it all down. But go figure. And inside the green bag is a variety of canned wet cat food. And I try and give them a can of cat food a night. Sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't. The most successful way to, in my opinion, to get them to eat the wet food is I will take half of a can of the wet food and I will take it in my office, give it to the little one, and then shut the door and leave him in there for 10 or 15 minutes. He'll usually eat. The big one, on the other hand, I will then give him the other half of the can and put it on the chair right next to where I'm cutting everything up. And he has a tendency to nibble on half of it at that point. And that's about the best that I can do in terms of advice. But they're finicky. Sometimes they eat, sometimes they don't. Since it's pretty clear that the cats both like the Pure Bites chicken, I usually give them a pretty good portion in this plate, in the larger of the metal plates. And then what I do is I try and cut it up, because if I buy just the cat version, it's like significantly more expensive. With the dog version, the pieces are bigger, but it just takes me a bit to cut them up into smaller, as you can see. And they really appreciate it. If Aiden, the big one, is sitting on the chair next to you, I usually will give him a few little pieces, which he will promptly wolf down. And he really seems to enjoy getting a snack while I'm cutting things up for him. I try and, as you can see, I try and vary their flavors as opposed to giving them the same thing all the time. Although chicken is clearly their favorite, and I'm afraid that if I didn't give them the chicken, they'd probably file a union grievance. That'll give you an idea of the amount of chicken that I give them each night. It's a nice amount, and believe it or not, they eat it almost every single night. The other thing you'll see me, this is I'm cutting off some of the ocean whitefish, and they like that. Aiden enjoys nibbling on that if he's sitting up here watching me. Excuse me, if he's sitting watching me cutting everything up. I just make it small pieces for them, and I think they prefer it that way. Sometimes, one time or more than one time, I gave them the larger size, and they just kind of turned their noses up at it. And it kind of dawned on me that they probably are not used to eating real big pieces. This will give you an idea of the amount of the secondary dry food that I give them in the smaller bowl versus the larger bowl that has the chicken in it. That's their ocean whitefish for tonight. Again, one of the things that I try to do is I try to vary what I give them each night. So in this case, this is Fancy Feast. You'll also find in that green bag some Purina Pro Plan. And I just mix it up, and I find that if I mix it up, they usually eat it. All the cat food is on that bottom shelf in the cupboard right next to the dishwasher and the Nespresso machine. Feel free, as I said to you when you were here, feel free to, grab some of the coffees over there and try them out. One tidbit, I always put their food back in the cupboard. And the reason I do it is if I leave it out, I think Liam is the one who will get up in the middle of the night and bite the damn bags. I have discovered cat bites in bags if I leave this stuff out. Another thing I give them every night are these dental treats that are supposed to help keep their teeth clean. And I give them a mix of these feline greenies and another bag that I got from the vet. And they don't eat a whole lot of them, but they usually eat them up through the night. They'll leave perhaps sometimes they'll leave one or two. I don't give them a lot. It's just enough to kind of keep them going, as I think you can see, from that in there. Okay. Tonight I'm going to give the cats the Purina Pro Plan. They had the Friskies last night, so just a variety. So that's going to be their meal for what? This is what, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday night. Okay. And since they're kind of pain eaters, what I will do is in the mornings or early afternoons, if you will, I'll bring down what food they did not eat overnight, and I'll put it on these right here that you can see. I use that little mat because the big one likes to try and scratch the rug. He has kind of gotten away from it when I use that mat. And there's a water bowl for them. I also, just so that you know, Kate, I always give the cats bottled water. Bottled water for them, bottled water for you. So don't use the tap water. Use the bottled water for your coffee and anything else. I also give them a scoop of the crunchy food, the dry crunchy food. It seems to keep them happy, and that's really all that they seem to need is just one scoop. So I think that kind of covers everything. The litter boxes, one litter box is in the powder room down here, and there's the other litter box on the first level is out by the door going out to the deck. And there's a litter box upstairs. And great, thank you.